T.Y. Hilton's home, baby. T.Y. Hilton's home, baby. T.Y. Hilton is home. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, chat? What up, chat? Just getting everything set up right now, man. T.Y. Hilton is home, man. How y'all feeling today? How y'all feeling? You know I had to go live. You know I had to go live. Derek, what up, man? You know I had to go live, man. You know it. You know it. It was only right. It was only right, man. What's up, everybody? What's up? You meant to be doing work? Give Woods a deep threat? You so happy you got the deal done? Bro, facts. Facts, man. Facts. I'm just getting my stream set up right now. You guys let me know how y'all feeling in the chat right now, man. I know y'all on cloud nine. I know y'all are. And you know, I was just, what was crazy, before the news broke, I was reading my comments off my last videos about T.Y. Hilton. Boy, oh boy. Woo. Those comments was crazy. Those comments was crazy, man. I'm so glad I'm glad it's over. It's over, man. The deal is done. I'm glad it's over, bro. We don't have to worry about it no more. We can move on with our lives. Think about the draft. We can worry about the draft now. Oh, hype me up, Coach Nation. Hype me up. You miss your football? T.Y. is home. Yes, sir. T.Y. is home. It's a one-year deal, but it'll do. It'll do. It's about time. It's about time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a really good feeling. Make sure you guys tweet out the stream, share it, all that good jazz. And what was crazy was I was thinking about what I wanted to record today. I was trying to figure out what did I want to record. And the news broke. He's really home, man. He's home. He is home. What up, D-Night? He's home. We finally got it done. Thank you. Thank you. There were people coming for Ballard in my comment section. Chris Ballard, they were coming for him. They were coming for T.Y. They was talking about we could replace him and all that other jazz. I was like, come on, man. Seriously? Seriously? Colts versus Chiefs, AFC Championship. We'll see, man. We'll see if the Chiefs run it back. We're not sure if they're going to run it back or not. I don't even know if the Chiefs are going to make it. I don't even know if they're going to make it. And that's just being honest. I don't know if the Chiefs is going to make it. They're good, but they can be beat. They can be beat for sure. Yes, sir. He is back. BSW, he is back, man. T.Y. Hilton is back. Derek, what are you doing at the moment? Are you recording? You love that they signed Watkins as well? Hey, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Colts versus Pats. That's a hot take. Hey, I'm just spitting facts, man. I'm just spitting facts. It's gonna be in Indy. Yeah, T.Y. is here, man. He's back, Vaughn. T.Y. is back. We still need a wide receiver. Of course, they can beat. We just did it with Jacoby. Man, I'm so lit right now, man. I'm so lit. I am so lit. I'm so lit. Thank you, Chris Ballard. We couldn't let T.Y. go out like that, man. He dropped the eye emojis, and I was like, and then Shefty dropped the tweet. I was like, yes. Yes. Once Shefty dropped the tweet. You can't wait for the season? Me neither. T.Y. better go train with Carson right now. Just give him time. Give him time. Give him time. Bucks versus Colts. Legends live here. Facts, man. Legends live here. That is a fact. That is a fact. That is a fact, man. Y'all hit that like button if you haven't already, man. It helps me a lot. It really does. Indy fan in California. Shout out to California, man. T.Y.'s a Colt, as he should be. Ballard's the best GM in your mind. The morning I saw the post with the eye emoji and I knew he was going to sign today, got it done. We got it done, man. We got it done. Coast Nation calmed down a little already, saying we were going to Super Bowl. Hey, man, you guys got to speak that confidence, man. If not him, who? If not him, who, man? You got to speak Super Bowl into existence. You can't just go out here and have low expectations as a team that just made the playoffs last year. You can't come in with low expectations. Not at all. Not at all. I won't allow it. The Ghostbusters got him. Super Bowl. Let's get it done. Yes, sir. I think the Colts will be in the AFC Championship. I hope so too, man. You think so? I know so. We should be. But man, we're looking good right now. I think we got some good prospects coming in the draft this year. Got a lot of talent out there. A lot of talent that we can go get. A lot of talent we can go get. And anything is possible. Anything is possible, man. You set high expectations, so the Colts are going to win 5 Super Bowls in a row. Nah, you just talking crazy at this point, Dragon. Dragon, you've been on the road lately, man. You all right? You know, T.Y. just got signed, man. You should be relieved. You should be calm. Kenny Schefter. Shout out to Kenny Schefter, station inspector. Shout out to Kenny Schefter. We got to work on some chemistry. Yeah, facts. What up, Indiana? Indiana Sports Talk in the building. What up? What up? Yes, sir. You good, Dragon. You good. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. So whatever you say is fine with me. You know, I have no issues with you. You good. Yep. Yes, sir, D Knight. Yes, sir. It's a 1-year deal. I think it's 10 mil. Yeah, John, we in here. 1 year, 10 mil. I think that's the deal. Now we get Sammy. That's what you're saying. We go get Sammy Watkins. Colts and Browns is your favorite team? I respect that. Guaranteed 200 yards to Houston. Yes. The Houston Texans Slayer is back. The Houston Texans Slayer is back, man. Back. He's ready to destroy. ready to take over, man. Having T.Y. back is a good sign. And I just know Michael Pittman Jr. is going to emerge off of this, man. He's going to grow. We need that veteran presence, man. Veteran presence in our locker room. T.Y. is a big piece of that offense. He is. Texans' dad is back in town. You want some intense pass rushes? Yeah, man. I agree. Colts going to go crazy? I agree, man. I agree. So what's the record prediction, man? Y'all let me know. What's the record prediction? What do you guys think our record's going to be? And who do you guys want that's still out there in free agency? There's still a bunch of people out there. You guys let me know who you want out of free agency. Yeah, 17 games. 10-6, 11-5, 12-4, 12-4. It's good records. They're not bad. Let's go get Samuel Cosme or Rashad Bateman. Oh, this is Aiden. Okay. 11-5, 10-6. Need an edge out of the draft. A big trade. Yeah, man, big trade. If the Colts nearly beat the Bills or win the AFC championship last game, I expect the offense to soul to be a function a lot better than what they did last year. True. What up, Cameron? Love seeing T.Y. come back. Facts. Colts gonna go crazy. Alshon Jeffrey. What are we doing here? 13-4. We need two more receivers. Two more key receivers. To be honest, I'm still upset they would drop 10 mil here, not something like 8 mil on Hassan Reddick, breakout year, young proof of pass rusher resilient. Playoffs for sure, 13-3. Yeah, I mean, it's a business at the end of the day. You can't please everybody. You're not going to sign everybody. Sometimes most organizations think it's best to move on from certain talent. Some organizations, they don't see high of people. They value people like that. Some people they think some players deserve more. Some people the players don't think they deserve that much, and it's kind of crazy. I see a lot of people thinking 13 wins. That's a good sight, man. 13 wins is a good sight. What up, Aquivian? Number one seed. Are non-Colts fans allowed to be here? Absolutely. Any fan base is allowed in here, man. Any fan base, no matter who you are. Shout out to the 32 in here. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Also, subscribe if you haven't already, man. Really appreciate that. Shout out, shout out to those emojis, man. Oh, shout out to Cameron, my first member of the new membership club, man. Shout out to Cameron for that, man. Really appreciate you, Cameron Robinson. Yeah, Cameron Robinson. He joined my membership, the tier 1, a day ago. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you a lot. Yeah, your first time not being late. Yeah, for sure. What up, Brandon? T-Wax back home. Still got some big holes. Yeah, that is true, man. Still got some holes to fill. You are correct. 100%. Pro Bowlers, Carson, T.Y. Defoe. What about Darius Leonard? What up, Tino? What's going on? Good luck with Carson. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Shout out to the 37 in here, man. The only way we could have a 12-5 or 13-4 record is the Colts select the right left tackle and pass rusher. That is true. The ghost is back. Oh, we should do it again. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty dope. That was a dope experience yesterday, man, for sure. It was really fun. It was really fun. Terry here as always. What up, Amber? Shout out to everybody that's awake right now. Shout out to everybody that found a device to click in here. I know everybody got work and stuff. Shout out to you, man. So the rumor, it looks like the rumor is that Baltimore, not the Kansas City Chiefs, the Baltimore Ravens offered more for T.Y. Hilton. I'm trying to get the numbers on that. You on spring break? My expectations for the Colts offense, I'm expecting us to be top 10 in offense and defense. It's not biased. I'm just being completely honest due to all the weapons that we have. I think we can be top 10 on both sides of the field. Absolutely. Yeah, I still think Watkins can be signed to the Colts. Absolutely. What's the move now? Left tackle. I want to go for left tackle or resign. Go to contract extensions. Left tackle or the contract extension. I think the left tackle will be addressed in the draft. Next up is the contract extensions for me. It's a 1-year deal, so you love it. There you go, Caleb. There you go, Caleb. Yeah, I think we should go for. I think we should still go for Watkins. He can still be a valuable asset. Definitely. And I always go with more depth due to mishaps, injuries, and stuff like that. They do happen. So I think having depth is always the key. Always the key to success in the playoffs. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs last year or the year before. They had depth on that offense. On that offense, they had all types of speed, man. No matter the wide receiver core was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. So I always would go for another wide receiver for sure. You got your Wentz jersey in the mail? Let's go. You really want Josh from the University of Illinois from the draft? I ain't mad at that. Hey, what up, Mike? You so excited to get him back? So am I, man. So am I. So am I. Carson's going to finish third in MVP vote. Man, shout out to the 41 in here, man. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you have it. We're going to have some people joining the podcast in a few seconds, man. JDW, what's up, man? What's up? The podcast, they're going to be joining in here in a minute, man. I'm about to have some guests in here. We're about to talk Colts. Give me 1 second. JDW, do you want to join? What do you think about Liam Eckberg? Phenomenal talent. Will he be available? I'm not sure. Not sure, man. I'm not sure. You think he's the most underrated player in the draft? True. Yeah, I froze. I froze because I was sending an invite. One second. What's going on, Eric? How you doing, man? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Oh man, my camera's tripping.
Well, TY is home.
He sure is, man.
The best news we could have possibly received today.
And
it's a wonderful day to do it.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. So, what can you give us the contract details if you can?
It's 1 year, $10 million with $8 million fully guaranteed.
How do you feel about that deal? Was that you think that was a good deal, or you think it should have been like more?
I think it's a good deal. I was kind of hoping it would be like a 2 to 3 year deal, but for right now, I think if we keep going on 1 year deals, that could work too. If that's something Ballard wants to work, I think they want to see how he works with Wentz before committing more money or years, I guess, would be my thinking behind the 1 year deal. But I think TY is going to ball out this year.
Yeah, I think he's going to do good too. That's actually my camera, guys. That's black. I don't know why, but I'm going to try to see if I can leave and come back.
Oh, all right. I am now the host, I guess. Nah, you're still black. Yeah. Whew. What a day. Jim Irsay just tweeted someone's on his way home with a smiley face. He definitely heard us on Twitter. I'm going to text Marcus and see if he's getting back in. There you are.
All right, there it is. Can you see me?
Yes.
All right, cool. You. I'm back. Your camera sucks. It's all good, JDW. Just let me know. But yeah, man, I definitely thought, man, this was like as soon as the news broke, I was like, I gotta go live, right? And then I think I'm gonna still drop a video later, probably tomorrow, maybe, to just give people that don't want to watch the stream just a regular video. But I know Bring the Juice just uploaded, so you guys can check that out. I still believe T.Y. said in the interview this year, if he signed again, it would be his last contract. Where'd it go?
Yes, Zach Kiefer put a tweet out like that. But I think the main thing is, whenever he said that comment, he mentioned like 2, 3, 4 years. So this 1 year deal probably won't be it for him, barring like a major injury or something. I don't think this will be his last deal. I think he was talking about his last multi-year deal. That will be his last.
Question: would the Colts want our front office, Derek Barnett and Fletcher Cox, just to give us the entire team plus your front office? I guess he's the Eagles fan and is trying to move those pieces. I guess we have to win a Super Bowl for T.Y. Nah, I wouldn't go that far. I mean, Super Bowl is the goal, but I don't know.
Hey, we gotta.
I feel it.
Wentz is going to bring us to glory.
He is? How do you think he's going to
play? So a lot of people used to trash on Phillip during the start of last year. They were like, oh, he's washed. He's got no arm anymore. And then he started to ball out. I think Wentz is going to have a little bit of an adjustment period, as always with new quarterbacks. But ultimately, I think he does a step up from what Rivers did. And Rivers played great. So I don't think it's far-fetched to say at least like 30-plus touchdowns next season.
We got Rashard in here from Forest and Blue Coast Broad. Remember, how you doing today, man?
I'm pretty good, man. I'm excited, bro. I'm excited.
Let me get your thoughts on the TY, man. Where were you and how do you feel right
Hey, man. It looked like they're gonna have to cancel that plane that Sammy on, man. That's what it's looking
now?
like. It's looking like they're gonna have to cancel Sammy's flight, man. But nah, like I told I think it was Cody, I was telling, I think they have room for both of them. And with the amount of injuries we suffered, like last year, Paris Campbell went down week 2, and the 2 years before that, Paris was hurt one of those years as well, and Ty got hurt. So, like you can never have enough able, willing bodies. Like I'm tired of signing people off the street. We had Marcus Johnson come in and start some games for us last year. We was picking up all kind of people. So, I think they should hang on to Sammy Watkins. Of course, Ty is going to be our number one, number two receiver, him and Michael Pittman, and they'll be the priority. But I think Sammy will be a good, third, fourth option, depending on what Paris Campbell decides to do, if he decides to hang around for us, man. But I'm super excited, bro. Ty was the best wide receiver left on the market, and we had to find a way to bring him back. Because like Eric was saying, Carson Wentz is a different type of quarterback from Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers wasn't able to utilize the way Ty is used to being utilized with a strong arm quarterback such as Andrew Luck. We seen his production go down with Phillip Rivers and with Jacoby Brissett, but he's still just as dangerous as he used to be, man. He just had to get the right type of quarterback, and I think the playbook gonna open up completely with Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, man. Definitely, I feel like having him back as that talent and as that threat, it opens the game up for everybody else. And I
Absolutely.
just was saying before you came in here, going to get a guy like Sammy Watkins to add to the depth. I was like, I mentioned the Chiefs Super Bowl run in the run before that, how they had wide receivers all over the place, just in case if anything would happen. Another guy with speed and good route running
Yep.
ability that can catch the football can come in the game. So I was just like, why not? You know what I mean? We
Yeah,
just
bro.
signed people on a decent deal, so I definitely would bring him
And that Super Bowl run that the Chiefs had last year,
in.
Sammy Watkins played lights out, man. He played phenomenal in that run. He was tearing Richard Sherman up in that Super Bowl, man. A lot of people may not remember that, but Sammy Watkins played a big role in the Chiefs winning that Super Bowl.
Yeah, man. It was certain players throughout that season when he looked like he was one of the fastest wide receivers.
He
They
did.
definitely talked about that as well, man.
He
So I was
did.
definitely. Aiden, shout out to Aiden. He said, guys, Gio tweeted about TY. Check it out. I definitely
Oh,
would check it
really?
out.
Oh, we
Oh,
gotta.
that's dope.
Yeah,
That's
man.
dope, man. I think
I'll pull it
I'm
up.
excited, bro.
He said, "Hi, T.Y. Hilton. Really happy you're staying at the Colts and excited to see you play football, Carson, man."
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
sir.
Good old Gio.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man, this shit gonna be exciting, man.
It really is. I
This
can't wait.
shit's gonna be exciting. If we do, and the good thing about it too,
Tree just break.
if we do sign Sammy Watkins, we don't have to touch receiver in the draft. That's one less thing we have to worry about in the draft.
Exactly.
Won't even have to
Exactly.
worry about it.
We can definitely go for left tackle and
Yep.
adjust the pass rush out the draft as well.
Yep.
Sign
Yep.
another safety if needed, but definitely don't have to worry about the wide receivers.
Don't have to worry about that position at all. We maybe could get a tight end later on in the draft.
Yep.
I like it, bro. That was a big move. I was shocked at 10 mil. How you feel about that?
I thought it was definitely in the range. Most of us was talking about like 8, a
Yeah.
little underballing, but
Yeah.
definitely the 10 it's worth it. He's worth every dollar. We always talk about it. JDW, just on the side note, I sent you the link if you wanted to join, but I think that's Eric trying to come back in here. But yeah, I definitely think he's worth it, man.
Yeah, I'm not mad at 10 million either. I definitely, especially for a 1 year deal, like I think Ty can really play at a high level this year for sure. I hadn't from the film I've been watching over this past season, it don't look like he lost a step any. He sacrificed himself a lot in those first couple of weeks, man. Like just taking double teams, trying to take the top off the defenses, and Phillip just not throwing the ball or letting it go because that's just not the type of quarterback he is anymore. That's all. But Ty definitely ain't lose a step, man.
Well, we're talking right. Eric said he can't hear us.
Oh, you can't hear us, Eric?
No, I think he's having that Michael situation we had yesterday.
You turned Michael into a gift, man. That was the funniest thing in the
Yeah,
world,
man, I
dog.
definitely had to do that. Eric, that's your side of the microphone, so
Yeah, you
maybe
might
you
have
can
to leave
come
out.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
leave
I
and
can
come
bring
back.
you back. Shout out to the 40 in here, man. If you haven't subscribed and hit the like button yet, please do so.
Yes,
Also
sir.
follow Coach Brawl on Twitter. All our links is there.
Yeah.
Check us out right there, man. Now, can we resign Houston? Joe said he wants Justin Houston. What's your thought, man?
Justin Houston. Well, had you asked me that in the beginning of free agency, I definitely would have been against it. But looking at what we have now, I think he's needed. I think it's a lot to ask for Ben Banagoo and Teray to have to carry the load on their own. Well, neither one of those guys have started, 8 games in the season yet. Neither one of them. So they have a lot on their plate. Like you said, we could attack it in the draft. I think that's definitely a necessity. And maybe bring back a vet like Justin Houston, or go sign another vet. Maybe like we seen the Cowboys say today they wasn't signing Alden Smith back, or maybe Ryan Kerrigan, who's been rumored to Indy for the last couple of years. He really wants to be a coach. So I wouldn't mind somebody like that. Just a veteran presence in the room with Teray and Banagoo to kind of help those guys out. If that's who you're gonna roll with, if you're Chris Ballard.
Absolutely. Eric, you good?
I'm back.
All right,
Oh, okay.
welcome back. Welcome back. But yeah, Justin Houston definitely if his needs be, if we don't go get anybody else, I wouldn't
Right.
be opposed to it. I mean, he is a little slower. Ryan
Yeah.
Kerrigan, I think he had a good season last year. If he was
Mm-hmm.
available, wants to be a coach, bring him in. But the thing about that was, I always thought about these players wanting to play for a certain organization, and you see a guy like John Brown who wanted to play for the Colts but went somewhere else. I always think it's
Yeah.
kind of weird to see how that works out. What up, Logan? Appreciate you for stopping by. And now we got my guy,
What's up,
JDW
guys?
Sports is here. What's
What's
going on,
going
man?
on?
Man, what's going on, guys? I'm so happy to get Ty back, man. Big time,
Yes, sir.
big time.
Okay, what's your thoughts, man? Take us through what was you doing and everything when the news broke.
Man, I was just settling down having lunch with my father, and then all of a sudden he tells me that the news breaking. I felt so good, awesome.
Absolutely, man. It's a
That's
dope,
good, man.
dope feeling right now. Shout out to everybody in here, man. I appreciate each and every one of you.
Right.
So now the next question is, what do we attack next? I'm going to go down the line. First, we already mentioned, me and Rashad already mentioned the wide receiver spot being filled, but I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
get you two perspectives. Eric, you go first. What do you think we should go for next after getting Ty?
I'm gonna go with tackle.
Okay,
Okay.
tackle.
Not mad at
Who
that.
who would you want there? Did you have anybody in particular?
What's that?
Did you have any tackle person in particular you want to go after?
Well, at first I wanted Trey Williams. I think we all did, but as we've seen, the 49ers gave him so much. It's like,
Yeah.
'cause he's already like 33, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's getting up there in age. So, but in the draft yesterday, Chris Maker, or the other day when I was streaming, Chris Maker mentioned to me that Elijah Vera Tucker not only played tackle but guard at USC.
Yes, sir.
So he's very versatile. So that seems like a Chris Ballard guy to me. But I truly think Christian Darrisaw is the best fit for Indianapolis.
Ooh,
Okay.
monster.
I love Christian Darrisaw.
He a monster.
Eric, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
What do you think? What do you think we should go for next after getting Ty? What position?
I gotta say D-line.
Line.
Mm.
I think we need to add some sort of veteran presence on the line. I'm
Yep.
all right with rolling with the guys we have now as our starters, but let's say week 4, week 5, we realize they're not getting the job done.
Yep.
I think we need to have somebody waiting there that can just step in when need be.
I definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah.
But the left side, this whole situation about Ty is funny. Someone mentioned about Richard Sherman. I know Michael talked about him. I think that was yesterday, about how he could be a piece that fits in that zone defense that we run. It could be a good move. What are your guys' thoughts on Ty Richard Sherman? I'll let you go first, Rashad.
It's funny you just mentioned that, because I was just listening to the Chris Collinsworth podcast that just dropped this morning, and you know who was on there? Frank Wright was on there, and Richard Sherman was interviewing them on the show. So they really got a chance to talk to each other, and Chris Collinsworth even asked, he put kind of Frank and Richard on the spot and was like, what's stopping you, Frank, from getting Richard in there and lining up across from Xavier Rhodes. And Frank was like, man, shit, I love to have him. He's a great physical guy. He's super, super smart. Knows the position probably better than anyone in the NFL right now. And yeah, he's probably lost a step, but that's what the zone defense does. It helps those slower corners out, which is why, even though people said Xavier Rhodes lost a step, he didn't look like it in our system because our system hides that. You don't have to be a speed corner in our system. You just have to be big, you have to be physical, and you have to be able to tackle. Like, that's what they demand from you. Covering over the top is going to help, of course, obviously, but you just got to know situations. They need smart football players at the corner position, and I think Richard Sherman would be a great fit, especially for that locker room. A guy who's won a Super Bowl, he's proven All-Pro, Pro Bowl. He's done everything there is to do at the cornerback position in the NFL. So I think he could definitely add to that locker room.
100%. JW, you're going to have to catch up. What you think about that with Richard Sherman, man?
I'd love to have him because he did struggle last year, but he was also struggling with injuries last year. So and that was kind of the same case with Xavier Rhodes. And then our system, it's more the Tampa 2. So it'll make it a little easier on him with the transition. And plus, Richard Sherman isn't a speed guy, as we all know. But he's big and he's smart and his instincts are elite, and that's what we want. But see, the only thing that scares me with Xavier Rhodes is that we've seen it in the playoff game. Every game last year, he seemed to go down for a few plays. Like it really seemed serious. And then in the playoffs, when he went down a few plays, TJ Carey stepped in. I think we know what happened there. We want him to be reliable. He was pretty reliable, but even being out a few plays like that, it's a little. You like someone not to get nicked up so much.
Yeah, man, 100%. Eric, what are your thoughts on Richard Sherman?
I think he would be a perfect fit. There's one corner I'm thinking of in particular, Rock Yassin, that gets a lot of hate right now. That I think you bring in Richard Sherman, he gets to work with Sherman. That man, he could be something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
We've already seen flashes of what he can do. He just needs to put it all together. I think Sherman could definitely be the one to get him there.
Yeah, man, 100%. Rock Yassin, he has his ups and downs just like every other corner, man. He's still young and can get it done. And this is going into your question, Aiden, that you just asked in the chat, is what are your thoughts on the secondary? Rock Yassin has his ups and downs. He's still young, and he has a chance to prove it. I think Coach Nation just doesn't give him the chance to do that. After one game, they go slandering either him, Coach Frank, or Phillip Rivers last year. Those are the only guys that got all the excuse and blames out of everything. But I still think Rock Yassin had a decent year besides the penalties and everything. When he had that game against Green Bay, nobody mentioned the interception that he had on Aaron Rodgers, the good SWAT deflections and all that good stuff. Coach Law's in the building. What's up, Lawrence? How you doing, man? But yeah, our secondary core is pretty decent still, in my opinion. One more person added to that piece, I think would be a good plus. But when it comes down to it, the scheme that we run, I just feel like all the corners won't hit the field. So us not getting an extra corner, I think it wouldn't be necessary. Maybe getting somebody out the draft or something to develop, because he probably won't see the field anyway. I think that'd be a good move. What's your thoughts on our secondary, Rashad?
I like our secondary. Well, only because Xavier Rhodes is back, so now we have a definitive number one corner. But if either one of Rocketson or Marvell Tell, I think a lot of people was forgetting about, who opted out last year, one of those guys can step up. Marvell Tell, man, I mean, I'm a USC fan, so I saw him play safety a lot. The guy's instincts is great. He's big. He's 6'2". He's really physical. Like I said, coming from the safety position, you have to be physical. And I think just transitioning over the corner did take a learning process, but he even flashed his rookie year. So for him to flash his rookie year, then take a year off, hopefully he was working on himself, working on his body, getting his technique right. And he may shock a lot of people, man. If he can step on and come through in training camp and play well, look good in the preseason, who knows? Maybe he takes that number 2 spot from Rock. But I'm more high on Rock than most people. I think Rock technique is good. He just abandons it when he gets beat. As soon as a guy gets on side of him, he abandons his technique, forgets his footwork. He don't flip his hips all the time. He just turns and try to run with a guy, and by then it's too late. And that's how he get beat a lot of times. But when he's playing zone, man, he is focused. Like you say, he's one of the few guys. Aaron Rodgers only threw a handful of picks last year. He only threw a handful of picks. And for Rocky Sin to be one of those guys that fooled Aaron Rodgers, that doesn't happen. I'm sorry. So you have to be a special kind of player to even make a play like that. So I think he has potential. I think he's just young, man. Give him some time.
For sure. Shout out to the 50 in here, man. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Feel free to do so. Hit the like button as well. Follow Colts Brawl on Twitter. Subscribe to JDW Sports as well on YouTube, man. Young and growing. Malik Hooker did not sign anywhere yet. Larry Fitzgerald, somebody says is a free agent. I think he's going back to Arizona. I'm going to let you go ahead and take this away, JDW. Your thoughts on our corner position?
I think we're really solid at corner. I don't really think we need to address corner too much. I think I'm with the other dude that was talking about him. I really like Rock. And as we know, young corners, the transition is really difficult. And just like Kevin King, he's getting a lot of hate right now. Mm-hmm. But that's because it was in the playoff game. It's one of the worst times for that to happen. But he's only going to learn and grow off of it. Just like Kamalko Toure. All young players are going to go through rough times. They're all going to have rough games. And Rockison is no different. As we've seen, Jair Alexander, he was terrible his first 2 years. He was terrible. But what happened the third year? As we've seen, he's one of the better corners in the league last year. So, just needs time. And then Xavier Rhodes, good corner. He's our number one. And then Marvell Tell, like he said, I like Marvell Tell too. I think a lot of people forget about him. So,
100%, man. We know you talk about Tell a lot in the chat and in your videos. I do just to answer the question in the chat. I think we're going to attack that in the draft for the offensive tackle situation. Eric, let me get your thoughts on the corner position.
I think that is one of our most solid positions on our team. Obviously, Xavier Rhodes returning, that's massive. He's one of the best corners in the league last year. And everyone forgets about Marvell Tell, and he's coming back. I think if he makes even a little bit of a leap from what he used to do, he's going to be solid. Rock, he just needs to keep on growing, and Kenny Moore is just a dog. So I'm never concerned with the secondary. When it comes to those positions, I'm not concerned whatsoever.
And that's how solid Kenny Moore is. I didn't even mention him when I was recapping the corner position. That's how much he's just so good. I don't even have to think about that. I didn't even mention him. I forgot all about him, actually, because I know the corner spot is locked.
Yeah. Isaiah Rodgers.
Yeah.
Isaiah Rodgers. He flashed. He had some flashes last year, too.
His best game that proved it all was the game in Buffalo, the playoff game. And it was just like, this is a guy that's on the sideline, that's only on special teams, that can actually take his talent and be on the field more. And, it is what it is. I just think we're very talented at that spot, and we would definitely get that done. 317 said Isaiah Rodgers needs a shot in the comment section. I definitely agree with you there. Tina asked what about our linebackers now that Walker is gone? You really like Riley Cole from South Alabama, but we still have Bobby Okereke, the guy that took his spot pretty much last year. He had all his snaps. So, that's another reason why Anthony Walker was gone, because Colts Nation and organization, they feel like he can be better off somewhere else to get more time on the field, and Cleveland is a great spot for him. Mm-hmm. It really is. So that's all about that situation there. But drafting another linebacker, I'm definitely down with that.
I think late round for linebacker, because they still have, EJ Speed, who's a 6'4", 235 pound guy. He can be something, man. And I think they see the potential in him. He's heading into year 3. And the thing about having 3 linebackers is the Colts don't run base defense much, man. Maybe, on first downs, rarely ever. They like to have 3 cornerbacks or 3 safeties on the field. They just haven't had 3 safeties that was talented enough to run that defense, which is why they couldn't run it last year at all. But they like to have 3 cornerbacks on the field. That's just the way the Colts like to play. 3 linebackers rarely are ever on the field, which is why the whole Anthony Walker and Bobby Okereke thing became a thing because they all three of them couldn't be on the field at the same time with Darius Leonard, of course.
100%. Jennifer said Ty needs to stay, but we're last year right now to tell you that Ty resigned before we
Oh
went
yeah,
live. He is here. That's why we are talking right now. Last stream at the moment, Ty has resigned to stay with Indianapolis for another year.
yes,
Um,
Jennifer.
yes, yes, yes. Speedbo said Jabril Cox will be a fill in for Walker. I mean, if he ever sees the field, but like I said, Bobby Okereke and EJ Speed are both of his replacements right now at the moment. If we had to choose what left tackle we would try to want, maybe it's, draft or free agency. Let me just ask you guys, for Rashard first, who would you want to be the left tackle for Indianapolis right now?
If I had my pick,
Yes, sir.
uh, Darisaul's too good, man. I can't. I'm a Darisaul guy too. I'm sorry. I mean, it's no way, Sewell or Slater gets down that far, but Darisaul is actually a guy who may make it to 21. He's a stud, man. I watch film on him. He moves his feet well. Really big guy, dominates the position. He's extremely strong at the point of attack. Like Darisaul would be my guy, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna let you go, JDW. Eric, I think he's having technical difficulties again. Who do you think? Who would you want at left tackle?
I'm on the same page as him. I love Darisaw so much, and even if he does fall to us, it's gonna be a gift. The dude is so good. Like, he's strong. He's a good footwork, like he said. I've been wanting Christian Darisaw for the longest time now already, and I think he'd be a solid pick. I also think Liam Eichenberg and Elijah Vera Tucker would be good, but I don't think they'd be as good as Christian Darisaw. I like Oliver Tucker's versatility, but why not just get a guy like Christian Darisaw that could really get the job done right?
Absolutely.
Um, Shout out to OVO. I think that's OVO SJD. He said, Coach Nation, we don't need an MVP season form from Carson. Just steer the ship with 23 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, and we're a top 10 offense, top 10 defense, and special teams. High hopes for next season, man. I agree, man. It's just the thing that comes in with talented quarterbacks like Carson, who has an injury history. One of the main things I always say is defense wins championships. If the offense has a game manager who can barely turn the ball over, I feel like you're down for success with any organization you got, man. It's just a guy that's going to game manage on the offensive side and limit turnovers, man, for sure. So that's why another reason why I'm so confident in our quarterback situation is because he can get the football off if he has to. We're a run oriented offense anyway, so he's barely going to be throwing to the football. It's just in that case. Last year with Phillip Rivers, I feel like most of those throws were off on the fly. He's seen the defense adjusted, so he was just going to switch the audible and run a play on his own from the huddle. So I think we'll be pretty good on offense next year with Carson Wentz.
I agree. I agree with what he said about the 24 touchdowns and 10 picks. And the funny thing is that was pretty much Phillip Rivers' exact stat line, and we came within an eyelash of beating a team that was in the AFC Championship. We shot ourselves in the foot, with the fourth down with the Michael Pittman slight, overthrow on Phillip and the Kamiko Toure jumping off sides before halftime, allowing them to get a touch. We shot ourselves in the foot. We played well enough to win that game. We just didn't execute in certain situations, and that's what cost us. That could have easily been us in the AFC Championship playing Kansas City and not Buffalo. So, we don't need Carson to be MVP Carson. I know everybody's saying get back to 2017, but, it's going to take baby steps. He's not going to just all of a sudden, turn around to a magical guy after having that year he just had. But as long as you see him moving in that direction, of course he's going to have a better season than last season. That's not even a debate in my mind. But you just want him to make progress toward where he was that MVP season. And if he gets back there, great. But he don't have to be that for us to be able to be in Super Bowl contention.
Absolutely, man, 100%.
One thing I want to say about some of the people that's really tough on Ty, man, for how many different starters he has had over the past few years, going from Andrew to Jacoby, back to Andrew, to Phillip, to Wentz, that's not easy on any receiver. I
Right.
don't care who you are. That's not easy because every single season besides when Andrew came back, you have to build a chemistry, and you have to know what that guy likes to do, and Ty has to grow on them and has to help them out as well. So it's been really tough on Ty having so many different quarterbacks.
I agree.
Yeah, man, I agree, man. It's crazy how some fans think, or just people in general on social media. They think they have the answers, but don't really know what it takes to, gain that chemistry and actually stay composed in certain situations, man. It affects you with everything. The organization, the media, different coordinators, different quarterbacks, all these things play a huge role into your production on the field. And some people don't really understand that, which is kind of crazy, but it is what it is. That's what we expect as content creators. We
Right.
expect people to think like that. So, we try not to, give them that slight of attention. We'll let them slide or anything like that, or we'll try to address them to let them know. But, it is what it is at the end of the day. Shout out to my guy Engraven Vids. I think you just dropped
Hey,
the video. Oh, I got TYM.
hashtag team
I
keep
know
it
the
clean.
Ravens wanted him. I know the Ravens wanted him, but he's here. He's back home for another year, man. Shout out to him. I'll definitely be tuning into that. So I want to ask, will Taylor have a sophomore slump or have another top 3 back year again? I actually think that's kind of funny because, I know Jonathan Taylor's going to produce. He's going to produce. When it comes to Taylor, you have a guy who's, right now, literally working out with Marlon Mack, who was injured, but still in Indianapolis, training him to be better. You have a guy like that. You have Nyheim Hines, another running back in the backfield. You have all this talent, and the production is going to spread evenly throughout everyone. So I just know Taylor's going to come back next year better than ever. Let me get your thoughts, Rashad.
I think personally, I think his yards per carry may be higher than it was last year, but I don't think the yards and maybe even the touchdowns will be the same because now you have a 3-headed monster. You have what you were supposed to have last year for the first time. And we've seen Nyheim Hines has gotten better running the ball himself. So he may see a few touches. He's definitely going to get his passes thrown to him. But as an airplane. So yeah, like I was saying, you're definitely going to see Marlon Mack get a lot more touches, and it's going to eat into the chunk of Jonathan Taylor. But I think ultimately it's going to be a good thing because when playoff time comes, they're going to be healthy. They're not going to take a bruising. They're not going to take 30 carries a game because if you remember, the game right after Marlon Mack got injured in the first game of the season, we played Minnesota week 2, and Jonathan Taylor had almost 30 carries. That's not what you want from him every week because eventually he's going to wear down come playoff time when you need him the most. So I think his overall production may not be at the top 3 back, but I think you will see his yards per carry because it's going to be a lot fresher.
100%. JW, let me get your thoughts.
I'm really excited for his 3-headed monster with Marlon Mack, Jonathan Taylor, and Nyheim Hines. And don't forget, a lot of people were saying that we should sign a guy like Curtis Samuel, but we have 2 of our Curtis Samuels and Nyheim Hines and DeMichael Harris as well. And Paris Campbell could also do some of the same stuff. So could you imagine Paris Campbell on one side of the slot and then Nyheim Hines on the other side, and then having Mack and Taylor in a 2-back set? There's a lot of big possibilities that we could do because also with Carson, he can move a little bit. He's not as slow as Phillip, as we know, and Frank Reich, and we know with his creativity, we can really make something crazy with this offense.
Yeah, man, 100%. Let me see. I missed a few comments. Oh, and Graven said they did. I ain't want them though. I didn't want Sammy Watkins either, but beggars can't be choosers. I definitely respect that 100%. Laura said I just recorded with Quincy Courier talking about losing Walker, and he asked about T.Y. I wish I had the news 2 hours earlier. Facts, man. But yeah, definitely, I agree with you guys. Ain't nobody in the NFL slow. Oh yeah, all right.
I know. In the Packers game, the announcers were like, Phillip Rivers is hobbled with this turf toe. I'm like, man, Phillip Rivers is.
He has natural turf toe.
Right.
But yeah, man, I can't wait for this season to start, man. Another thing is the tight end situation. Now that we got T.Y., we definitely need another tight end to fill in with Mo Alley-Cox and Jack Doyle. Now, we know Jack Doyle is a pivotal piece in the Colts offense and the organization. He's a good guy, former Pro Bowler and all these good things. But I think we need a true number one tight end out there to go produce. Besides Marley Cox, who's a good run blocker, but we're going to need another threat at that tight end because we run two tight end formations a lot. Let me get your thought, Rashad. Who do you think we should do? What do you think we should do for this tight end position?
I'm thinking. First of all, I think Ballard's going to trade back from 21 just to kind of get back that pick that he missed out with the Carson Wentz trade. So, he's definitely going to want that third round pick back. And if he does, I'm expecting either late second or early third round, a guy like Brevin Jordan out of Miami. He's my favorite tight end in this draft. I have him as my tight end 2, right behind Kyle Pitts and over Pat. I think he's great, man. If you watch him, he moves really well. He's extremely fast. He's a good blocker, and what I like most about him is he creates separation with his routes. If you actually look at him, his quarterback wasn't an ideal NFL prototypical quarterback, so he just kind of had to get what he got. But the way he will fit with the Indianapolis Colts, man, he is a stud. I'm talking about a dynamic playmaker. He's a guy that has Pro Bowl potential that can be got in the late second to early third round.
Let me get your thoughts, JDW.
I haven't done much research on tight ends this season, but I don't know if Gerald Everett is still a free agent. I know some people were talking about him. I know some people were talking about re-signing Trey Burton. I don't want that. It's just, I don't know. I just wasn't thrilled with Trey Burton last season. I know he had a few nice big plays. In that Green Bay game, he had that one diving catch. That was beautiful. But in that Pittsburgh game, he had a few weird drops. In a few games, he had a few weird drops where it's just like, when he was good, he was on it and he was doing good. But when he was bad, he was bad. Just kind of like Eric Ebron, just without the attitude. But if I had to pick a tight end, I don't really know. I'd maybe go with Pat Freiermuth. He's the only one in the draft I really know of. I haven't done my research with tight ends, but anything but resign Trey Burton.
Yeah,
man. Lawrence said, I think Marley Cox can take the step up this year. He was kept back to block a lot last year because of Rivers' immobility. I definitely agree with you on that because we know how Rivers was with that. But shout out to Trevor for stopping in. Ricky, if you ever want to check these guys out, JDW Sports Show on YouTube, Rashard Forged in Blue on YouTube and Apple, all those podcasts is definitely there to keep up with these guys. Someone said Brevin is a great pickup. That's right, man. He's right too. Burton got to go. Yeah, man. Burton. I mean, he has his up and downs, but he has a very bad drop frequency, man. Especially in big games. Like there was a lot of plays when Burton could have had it, but just couldn't seem to hold on to the football. And then his blocking is not as superior as Wiley Cox, man. It really wasn't. So that was the downside for me watching Trey Burton. I mean, he was a good talent, but it's just a few mishaps that he could have did that was better or to reach that ceiling. Rashad, what was your thoughts on Trey Burton?
I mean, Trey Burton was a solid pickup for what we used him for. I mean, the last time we really had dynamic tight end play was, and I hate to bring this guy up because he is who he is, was Eric Ebron, 2 years ago. It was the last time we had some explosive at the position. But I think Trey Burton was just a guy that was just okay, like he wasn't terrible, but he wasn't great. He didn't make anything happen. Ironically enough, the most playmaking he made was when he took snaps at the Wildcat position. I think he did it maybe 3 times and he scored like on 2 of those. And, it's nothing to be excited about, but you can see why the move happened due to his ties with Frank Reich back in Philly. Frank Reich liked to get those guys. And somebody nobody's mentioned yet, but we can keep an eye on is Zach Ertz because I still think he's going to get released eventually. And if I'm honest, that's the most likely move we make at tight end.
Yeah, man, 100%. He said, what's up? Just finished my workout. Hey, man, we chilling talking Colts, man. We're all excited here talking about T.Y. Hilton, man.
Yes, sir.
Big move for everyone. We're all excited. We're glad we got the deal done. Shout out to the Mac Bryan for stepping in as well. But, yeah, man, that's pretty much everything wrapped up in a nutshell for an hour. We just talked about T.Y. Hilton and the offense and the potential for the Colts next year. But I'm pretty sure we're going to have more live streams in the future. What up, FaZe? FaZe just popped in. What's going on? So someone mentioned Melvin Ingram, Clowney, or Vernon. That's another pass rush piece that we can solve for the Indianapolis Colts. Definitely 3 good talents that could work on that defense. Rashard, are you good? Okay, there you go. My question is, which one would you choose out of those three? Rashard, did you hear what I said about the three? I don't think he can hear us. Oh, he's out. JDW, who would you pick out of those three?
I don't know. I think I'd pick Melvin Gordon because his explosiveness off the edge, as we've seen, when Joey Bosa was healthy, when they were both on the edges, they were something else. And with Buckner on the inside, they're not going to be able to double Melvin Ingram. And as we've seen when he was in LA, he was explosive off the edge. And I think that explosiveness off the edge could help Kamoko Turei a little bit too, because that's what Turei is. Turei likes to be explosive, do those spin moves off the edge. So I think Melvin Ingram would be the better pick for us.
Yeah, I like the Melvin Ingram pick as well. I mean, Clowney will work too. I think Clowney next to Buckner, I think that'd be a scary sight. I think, most success from speed rush comes from the pressure that the interior is bringing towards that offensive line. So I think that explosiveness that Clowney has still coming off that edge with Buckner, I think that'd be a really good move. Who would you pick out of those three, Rashad?
Clowney, Melvin Ingram, and who's the third? I'm sorry.
Oliver Vernon.
Oh, no, I'm all the way out on Vernon. Clowney and Melvin Ingram. That's interesting because they bring two different things. Clowney is more of a disruptor. Doesn't really get a lot of sacks, but he does play well in the run game. He's a great run defender. So I could see Clowney in more of an Autry type role, and I could see Melvin Ingram in more of a Houston type role. Melvin Ingram is super great person. I don't know if you know, but my brother coached him with the Chargers 2 years ago, and now seeing his development from when my brother had him with the Chargers, he's been hurt ever since then. So he hasn't played in the last 2 years, really, barely any wear and tear on his body. So I know he's about 32 years old, but he's still a great player as far as his initial burst. Like he said, he has the spin move. He's more of a speed rusher, more of a Kamiko Toure type of player. They're both undersized, both got great bend coming off the edge. I think that's why you get a guy like Melvin Ingram. He's a veteran presence, and he can be more beneficial to Kamiko Toure to kind of learn from him as opposed to learning from Robert Mathis, who is a great rusher, but is a completely different type of rusher than Kamiko Toure is. He'll get a guy that's really similar to him, and he can show him some of his tricks on how he manipulates tackles and is able to get off the edge and come with a counter move, such as a spin back to the inside or a cross chop, and different type of things like that is why I think Kamiko Toure will be the biggest beneficiary of having somebody like Melvin Ingram.
100%, man. 100%. Veterans lead everything, man. You got to have veteran presence on the field or in the locker room to boost someone's confidence or to train them because they know some things that the other player doesn't know. And I just think all of those things come into effect when you talk about players with experience, man. So getting somebody like Melvin Ingram or Jadeveon Clowney, any type of that presence, I think is a boost for that pass rush.
For sure.
That's what we need for sure. We need some type of experience to come off that edge. That's fast enough to go get that quarterback because we came by the shoelace so many times last year coming off that edge, and it was so frustrating because it feel like when they're there, it feel like you can grab through the TV and literally touch the quarterback. It was just, it was a tough scene to watch, but we definitely need some speed coming off that edge, man. 100%.
Yeah, and I think that showed with Justin Houston last year too. He was very solid. He was a great veteran, leading the way for Ben Bangu, Kamoko Toure, helping them out. But his problem was he really struggled versus the run last year, and he's a veteran, but he's not gonna change the game. Like he had a lot of games where he had 1 or 2 sacks, and he was there a lot in the backfield, but then he disappears for 1 or 2 games, and we need consistency at edge, like you said.
100%, man. 100%. Off season not over yet, chat. So we still got a lot to do here, man. A lot to go on, but I'm pretty sure when another big move drops, like T.Y. Hilton or Sport, I will try to get some people on the show with me to talk about the move, like Rashad or JDW. Maybe a coleslaw in the future. Maybe bring the juice. Derek would have joined you guys, but he had something to do. But I mean, it's understandable. We'll get him on the show again eventually. But when something else breaks, you guys will be the first to know. But you guys definitely check out Engraven Vid's video. He just dropped a T.Y. Hilton. I'm pretty sure Forged and Blue's about to drop something. JDWs. I'm pretty sure he's gonna drop something. Brenda Juice dropped something on TY. So you guys stay tuned to all these platforms. Colts Brawl on Twitter to stay tuned in that as well. And we will get to you guys shortly. But I appreciate each and everyone that stepped in on the podcast with me. I appreciate everybody in the chat that watched the video, all the new subscribers. Appreciate each and every one of you. And until next time, this is Coast Talk signing out. Peace.